Oh my God, it's Ripper in a radar, Yueyang! Abandoned ship!
Destroyer spotted. It's time to hit the easy button.
Fire at will.
Hey team, this is Ripper. How are you guys doing? Fantastic. You got a fun video replay. Just taking a look at the YY. Yes, Yueyang Tier 10, Pan Asian Destroyer, but this one is Radar Yueyang, and it is freaking powerful. Some people ask me, how do you play it? And let's take a look and analyze it. But as always, before we begin, like, subscribe, button below. Appreciate all supporters of the channel. See value what we're doing here today. Smash those buttons, leave a comment. Thanks for stopping by, and we appreciate your support. And hope you enjoy the show and get something out of it. So yeah, Radar YY. Yes, it is a very, very almost, man, game-breaking kind of a destroyer. In the hands of the right person, you can really devastate an entire flank, or just devastate the destroyers. I mean, what is its playstyle? I kind of want to say it's kind of a mixture of a Gearing slash Smolin, because not only can it go in there, cap, and detect things and torpedo the crap out of them with these deep waters, but it also is a very, very powerful gunboat, especially with the commander. I cannot pronounce his name. If you get Combat Scout, you get a buff in the reload, and already with the leg mod on it, 2.7 reload, radar, the hull of it is actually lower in the water than the Gearing, and for some dang reason, it's also it is very, very hard to hit. For some reason, there's some kind of dispersion gimmick or something, whatever you want to call it. It's just hard to hit the damn Yueyang. If you ever fired against it, it's so frustrating. It's like shooting at... there's another destroyer out there that's really hard to hit. Can't think of off the top of my head. I thought it was Jaeger at first, but Jaeger is... Lately, I've been able to hit that okay. But, man, the only difference is the Yueyang is using a different... I cannot remember the class hull it is. I'll have to look it up later. But it is not a Gearing in the sense that it has a normal hull, 19 armor millimeter plating all around. So it doesn't get that special armor plating in the center that the Gearing enjoys, which is that 21 millimeter armor plating, which shatters some of the DD's shells, which is pretty unique. And it's actually pretty good to its survivability. But what the YY really focuses on its ability to sneak in, get out, and just run amok against the whole flank, and as well as it's so difficult to hit. So we'll speed it up here. It's in the tech tree. You can definitely grind it out. It's, you know, free to grind. I don't know why people don't play it as much, but it is so freaking powerful. And let's take a look at how we play it and how we utilize it. But man, oh man, when I play it, I feel invincible in this thing. It just seems like, even though it doesn't have any heals, which is a definite must in a gunboat, it's something about it. It's just so difficult to kill, in the sense of it's just detectability, dispersion, whatever gimmicks, and what it really shines at is these sneak attack torpedo strikes that just come out of nowhere. And we'll speed it up here so you can see. But man, when you can launch these torpedoes, so we'll launch these torpedoes at the Johann de Witt here, and it actually nails. It'll take out this dude right here, and we'll take a look at see. Oh, we got the Tromp here. So not only do I need to torp the cruisers and whatnot and battleships, I also have to support my friendly destroyer, which is the Jaeger, which is also difficult to hit sometimes. But right here, the Tromp, who has 25,000 HP, which I'm assuming he's not building survivability. You can get that up to higher. Watch or look at the firepower this thing can dish out right here. Doesn't seem all that spectacular, right? 127 millimeter. Look at that, 2,400 damage. And if he goes undetected, boom, we got this. Oh, there's one strike on Johann de Witt. And do we get this double strike? Boom, there it is. Double strike. Ripper, Big Dipper. Look at that double strike, Johann de Witt and Trump, eliminating two enemies right off the flank right here. That felt good, didn't it? And we also killed like that cruiser that we talked about. And there goes the archer fish. man, again, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about, the blowouts. They just happen so fast and just demoralizes an entire team that it's almost irrecoverable. There goes Ohio here. Let's see, we can put the ceiling deal here on the Ohio. So forgive me, the graphics are lowered here and the replays because I've been getting low frame rates, and people have been saying, hey man, your frame rates are dropping. Yeah, I know. I used to play on GeForce Now, but man, I don't like GeForce anymore. I pay for a service that's not there. They're slow on the updates. They sometimes have server problems. Sometimes they get booted out of GeForce Now. You know what? It's like, you know what? If I'm paying for this, I better be, and I'm paying like top of their premium package, I expect better service. So I stopped playing NVIDIA, GeForce Now, bad service. I just started doing parallels on a Mac, and I started running Windows. And this is playing off the Windows platform, so finally I'm actually a Windows guy now. But it actually does okay. It's just the problem is I cannot bump this thing up into the internal video card on the Apples. It just I'm on a Mac Mini Pro, and they don't have video cards as good as all the rigs out there that you guys see. So hey, I'm not rich. I'm not a fancy guy. I just have basic necessities. Anyway, I get back to the game. Ohio goes down. And now we're going to shoot some torpedoes against Mecklenburg here, who also gets shot at. You know what? Let's go open water gunboat here. Right? And here's the cool. Fearless Brawler active, 2.4 second reload. Now, the problem with Yueyang is, although the 11.9 range is okay, the problem is, look how lofty those shells are. I feel like this literally is an artillery game, where I'm actually trying to lob 3-point arc shot these from downtown. But when they hit, when they connect, man, they start a lot of fires. And, oh, look at that, those guns. 16 guns in Mecklenburg. Oh, come on, don't hit me. Oh, jeez. But like I said, it's so hard to hit. You get almost, look at the potential damage. See, this is what I'm talking about. 1.3 million potential damage there. I mean, it's how much ordnance was fired at us. Redonkulous. Also, you have to get Combat Scout to actually activate the reload buff on this commander. And I'm telling you, it's challenging sometimes to get Combat Scout because you got to be out front spotting everybody, and then all of a sudden people have to shoot at the enemy, and you are relying on them to be able to aim and hit the damn guy, so that actually counts towards your Combat Scout. If you don't know what Combat Scout is, you got to get this spotting damage. In order to get up here, total damage caused by allies to enemy ships that I spot. So I got to be the first one to spot them, and someone's got to shoot at them, and they have to also hit them and connect. And there goes reduced cooldown of all consumables. That is, I think I got a torpedo, or it's either gun or potential damage, or one of those. I forgot. I didn't get Combat Scout, but when you get it, man, oh man, and we'll activate it here at least once in one of these replays. So let's see here. We'll just, again, zooming across the map here, see where can we find, oh, there's somebody out here. I think it's the Jaeger, right? Was it the Jaeger from earlier? Yes, it is. It's a Jaeger, another Jaeger. So let's see. Watch us obliterate the Jaeger. Now, the Jaeger you would tout as something hard to hit, right? But actually, just with enough practice, you can really figure this out. So he is way over there. He is. All right, Jaeger at 15,900. Not bad. Full broadside. Very, very nice. I'm always turning into Jaeger because I figure he's going to launch torpedoes. So you know what? Might as well anticipate him. We'll just say nose in, slim profile. Front two guns, not a big deal. As long as I keep him spotted. But we also have the radar here. So it's radar. No matter what he does, he can't get out of my web of radar, which is incredible to have on a Yueyang. Not many destroyers have it. You got the USS Black, Smolin, and Yueyang. Black is a premium. Smolin, hard. You can't even get those anymore. And the only thing I can really grind out is really the Yueyang. Gdansk is doesn't have the concealment like a Yueyang, but look at that. Bam, he goes down. Splash 3, 95,000 damage, cleaning up the map. And that is pretty much the end of the game right there and how you win. I'll try to get a Combat Scout here. Like I said, I'll show it off to you. But and I'll look up what was the hull of this this ship. Not a gearing, but it's something else. And I'll get it for you in the next video here. Look at that. Number 1 in the team. That's how you play YY. It's so easy. Just 1.6 million damage, 122,000 spotting. That's the power of what YY does. It goes out in spots for you, but it also has enough firepower to go out there and deal some damage. Let's take a look at another video. Okay, guys, we're back here. So I found out what the name of this destroyer class was. It was the Allen M. Sumner class destroyer. It was the actual, in the previous time of it, it was USS Hainsworth. So it was actually participating in the war in the Pacific Ocean, 1943. 1945, she sustained damage to a kamikaze attack. And then the 1950s and 60s, she served in the Mediterranean and the 6th Fleet. 1964, she became a training ship for the Naval Reserves. In 1970, the destroyer was sold to the Republic of China Navy and renamed Yueyang. and she served there for 28 years and decommissioned in 1999. So quite a bit of history in this thing, but man, oh man, is it dang powerful. Marceau coming in to attack us. We are very scared of Marceau. A lot of guns, a lot of firepower DPM, but we got support here. I always check my support. I got a Petro, got a Montana Schlieffen. So we'll take this gunfight to the Marceau, see if we can actually outlast him. Normally, I would be firing AP because of the saturation gimmick on the Marceau, but you know what? I was just in the heat of the moment. I was like, you know what? Let's just see if we can start another fires, as many as we can, and just launch as much ordnance as possible. And then he's going to angle, so HE would have been okay anyways. Let's see here. Am I getting... I only get 4 hits so far. There we go. We got 8 hits. No hits. Man, he is so fast. I'm telling you, the Marceau is horrendous to shoot at sometimes. Do I get the final shot here? Come on, baby. Give me one shot. One more shot. Just loft that Air Jordan from downtown, baby. Come on. There it is. First blood. First kill, knocking out the destroyer right off the bat. And, man, YY, I'm telling you, it's hard to hit. And you saw the Marceau was struggling to hit us as well. We had over 199,000 ordnance fired at us, and it proves to be very, very difficult, especially with his support, trying to shoot at this little slim profile Alan Sumner class destroyer. And man, oh man, look at all those torpedoes right there. And there's some also torpedoes coming at us as well. The thing I like about the YY is the torpedoes go out to 13.5 kilometers, which is kind of like almost gearing kind of S, because gearing can go out to 16.5, 13.5. That's doable. It's better than 12, under 16.5. But these deep waters, I'm telling you, they come out of nowhere, and do they sneak up a 4.4 second reaction time. Look at this. 1 on the Conqueror, 25,000 damage right there. Oh, and guess what? He thought it was over, and here comes another spread right now. And let's see if we get one. Connection, 26,000 damage, and he was only down to 7,000. But look at, he's got the zombie super heal now. He's got the work crews bringing him back to life. And you know what? We're not going to allow that. Let's see if we can burn the crap of him down. And we may take a massive hit for this. Somebody fired us. Exclamation point going crazy, going Hayaka here. Oh, he didn't fire us. Somebody else fired us. Who was that? Oh, it was the Yoshino from downtown. And there it is. Conqueror goes down. Ooh, Montana wants a piece of our action. Look at that, 4,000 damage, and he's got 1 shot going in the back there, and then another shot, overpin. Look at that. Amazing. YY is freaking horrendous to shoot at, I'm telling you. Look at that, another shot at me right there, up to 575 potential damage, and everybody's shooting at us now, and now we've got everybody on the run. We are not going to hang around here. We're going to go out and spot for our team. See if we can get Combat Scout, right? Let's see here. Got torpedoes going out. Let's see, what else can we do right now? All right, we got Montana, Yoshino running away, and this is exactly what happens in World of Warships, passive gameplay. We got Goodloo in the middle, and Delta's being taken over. A lot of ships in the center right now. We're taking Bravo, like we should be. We launched torpedoes there just in case we get a lucky hit on the Gudenlau. Nobody's firing at him. Everybody's firing. Let's see here. Schlieffen wants to go in. Unfortunately, Schlieffen's going to die because he doesn't have enough support, not enough HP to really survive that onslaught. We got 3 people shooting at him. Not a very good deal right there. All right, we got an incomparable here. Libertad is coming in. Thinking about shooting at him, but then again, I have the 2 Yoshinos are coming at us. Let's see if we can actually launch some torpedoes at them. We may... Oh my gosh, the team just fell apart at the end there. 5 on 6 here. Let's see if we can save this game. We are literally neck and neck here. It's anybody's game. Yoshinos have probably gotten Hydro running now, so we're running away. Again, it's okay to be patient. You don't have to throw away your ship. You got to be the last one to live and just survive to win this game. And look how many... Okay, look at our teammates here. They're all spread out, but you would think that they would be smart enough to survive. But man, oh man, do we actually have to play this thing to the bitter end? Okay, we're launching the reload booster right there on Libertad. Let's see. We got a lot of spots. Ooh, look at this. This looks nice. This looks nice. And... boom! Torpedo increase. We got Splash 2, 83,000 damage. We are almost a Combat Scout, ladies and gentlemen. 148,000 spotting damage, and we have 3 people that we've shot at. In order to get Combat Scout, you got to get 6 people that you dealt 20% damage, and on top of that, you got to do 5% damage of the total HP. So I literally have to do everything here. That's why Combat Scout's so dang difficult, but it's easy in the YY because the amount of torpedoes you're launching at everything, you're going to get at least 5% damage on the total team. You know, that's pretty wild. All right, let's see how we're doing here. All right, we may have to shoot and win this game for our team here. 2 Yoshinos left. Okay, we can do this. We get him to reset the cap. So also a good job is resetting caps, because you don't want to just let them have it, because then they could just get the points easily. And I know it's hard to shoot at me. Look at this maneuverability. He fires and bupkis. Like I said, it's so frustrating to shoot against a YY. You just don't know which direction it's going. It's maneuverable. It's quick. It's nimble. It's low profile. It's low to the water. Man, oh man. All right, let's see. What is Yoshino doing? Ooh, man, there it is. Combat Scout. Or maybe I just did a total damage. I thought it was like 6 people. No, you know what? I'm thinking of Confederate. Combat Scout is when you do a spotting damage of a certain amount right there. And I forgot what that number is. I believe it's 150. And then we just spotted 100 and something plus 1,000 damage. And we got Combat Scout. Look at that. 1.7 second reload. There it is. Boom. He goes down. Splash rate and wins the game. Look at that reload rate. 1.7 second reload on a Yueyang. Holy crap. Very, very dang strong. And again, forgive me, here it is. Let's highlight right here. Here it is. Help your team inflict damage by spotting. The total spotting damage inflict must amount to at least 20% of the total HP. So it's not a number that's fixed. It's actually, it changes because everybody's health pool is different, but it's 20% of the total. And then you also must do 5% damage as well. So it's not a specific number, forgive me there. I was thinking of Confederate, and that's when you start activating Halsey stuff. But there it is. Combat Scout activated. My gosh, how did we do in the team? Number 1 again, man. I'm telling you, YY, freaking powerful. All right, one more game. All right, final battle here on Hotspot Domination here, and YY Radar. Yeah, let's take a look at it. Again, it is a freaking powerful. And again, if you don't play the leg mod, you can get the consumer down to about 5.9 or 5.8-ish, I believe. Somewhere around there, but it's freaking devastating. And then if you get radar with it, it's also incredible. But with the leg mod, I find that you get the 20% increase in the radar time, so you get 30-second radar. I mean, a 30-second radar in a Yueyang is long as crap, so to speak, haha. But man, oh man, it is a powerful. All right, let's take a look at the positioning here. Moving around the map here with the 4 Sherman. Again, I was trying to cover the Sherman and seeing if we can stay together. He's got a lot of firepower, a lot of DPM, great smoke, as well as using our radar would help him out a lot. I'm always looking for that ability to pick unfair fights. Like I've always said, pick an unfair fight. Do not pick fair fights. You will not win. You don't play that game. We don't even do that in the military. You always want to have an advantage some way or another. All right, we're taking a look at here. Enemy team is going on the eastern flank here at Stalingrad, Kremlin, and we got a Laffey going on here. Here's the problem there. We got a Laffey that can pop smoke at will. He's got the on-demand smoke as well as fast-firing guns. I guess you could say not fast-firing guns. Laffey's pretty much the same reload as a Gearing, but, you know, I still don't want to take it for granted. All right, he is somewhere in that smoke. Let's see if we can take him head-on. This is a YY engaging a Laffey right here. Similar kind of hole. You know, is literally almost identical to the whole of the YY. So let's see here. We pop our radar. If he pops smoke, we got radar. So, okay, he goes out of his smoke. He's got a cooldown. There's a smoke. And that's the problem when you're fighting a YY. Always assume it got radar. We pop the radar. He is now fully detected right now. And guess what? Not enough health to survive that. I guess the Laffey wasn't the ship that cannot die. We just proved it. But anyways, no, all mad respects to the USS Laffey. I just played a game with it. Very strong. It just depends on how you play it. You cannot be caught in radar like that because then you have no defensive capabilities with the smoke, focus fire, as well as if your smoke is on cooldown, it's really difficult to engage again. And then you got the radar problem. So, like I said, the Laffey, yeah, interesting, but you got to be careful there. Launching torpedoes into the Kremlin right here, and we got the reload booster as well. And look at that. We got about, 20 torpedoes in the water right there? 20 torpedo deep waters are heading right at the Kremlin here, and then he's smart enough to slam on the brakes. So I normally, if you want a lesson in torpedoes, I normally just fire straight at the Kremlin because most of the players always slam on the brakes or nose in. For some reason, it's just like a weird habit. Like, I notice all my torpedoes, I fired at the predicted reticle, and that's where it was going. So I've always found that the best thing to do is look where the predicted reticle is going, and shoot somewhere else, because it always seems like the player will change their mind at the last minute. So I always aim at the place that they weren't heading in the first place, because they just slam on the brakes, and that's where they end up. That's why I normally just fire. I should fire straight on at ships now and just see what they do, because most players do slam on the brakes and nose in, and it seems to work out for me pretty well. Unfortunately, this salvo, I bup-kissed with everything. I missed everything altogether. So we will just use our guns, and that's the other thing I like about the YY. They're very consistent guns. Although they're hard to aim at long range, but they're consistent. I mean, they fire, and they're like Gearing guns, and they just shoot, and they start fires. I mean, what more do you want? You know, they lob over islands very, very well. So if you are into that lobbing shells over islands artillery gameplay, then this ship is for you. It's just like the Gearing class. I just wish I had that 21 mil armor plating in the center there. Kremlin in full reverse here, trying to duke it out with an Ohio, which I don't recommend. I mean, Kremlin back in the day used to be unstoppable. I guess it got nerfed, and people were complaining about it too much, say it's too powerful, OP, broken. But it's okay. As long as you can just keep shooting and start a lot of fires on the superstructure, which is fairly large, you'll be just fine against these Soviet battleships. They're not all that scary. Everything burns to the ground eventually. And they're very slow and clunky, so they're very susceptible to torpedoes. And look at that, getting the kill on the Kremlin, helping out our Ohio out. And that's what you got to do, help out the Ohio. All right, we got the Holland. Let's take a look at this engagement with the Holland. Now, I know where he's going. He's going to basically head west, just like I would, to see if he can go Cap Delta, right? He thinks that, we're dumb and we didn't we left him alone, but unfortunately, that doesn't prove to be the case. There he is, well within range. And look at this gun battle right here against the Holland, 23,000 HP, and we've got 20. But look at the firepower. We have double barrel guns against to his only 2 sets of double barrel guns. We got 3. And look at our reload, 2.3 second reload. He's got a good, fairly decent reload, 2 seconds, sub 2 second. But, unfortunately, the YY is so difficult to hit sometimes. And we just massacre him right there. Look at that engagement right there. That is splash 3 right there. 92,000 damage, and now we are pretty much mopping up the map right here. Just going in and just, taking over the entire map with the YY radar. And man, oh man, is it powerful. All right, we're going to take on Vermont here. Again, very, very simple. We reset the cap at Vermont. He is not allowed to take it. We are not going to let him have it. And look at that size of that superstructure, making it very, very easy to aim at with the YY. Like I said, I don't really care about the consumer too much on the leg mod YY because I got the radar. So as soon as I get detected, and let's say a lot of things outspot me, I'm at least a 0.5 kilometer distance away from them, give me a buffer of safety, and then I pop the radar, and boom, we duke it out like you saw there with the Holland. This thing can melt destroyers. I'm telling you, it's very deceiving. I'm telling you, people think, oh, it's just a YY, it's a little destroyer, but man, oh man, it is powerful. I've gone up against some YYs, man. It is difficult. I'm telling you, sometimes it is brutal, and you just got to be ready for it. Unless you have the firepower to match it, you got to be careful. Let's see, Vermont running away right here. See if we can start another fire again. Very easy to shoot these shells. Even if I go past islands, the shell arcs are so horrendously lobby. I can just lob these things right over the islands and get these nice 1,000 hit point hits, right? Look at 1188 and 1188 over and over again. And you start fires as well. Look at that, 1188 again. And do we get the kill? Come on, baby, get the kill. Oh, look at that final kill, splash 4. 137,000 damage, getting right before the buzzer there, and that is Radar YY, ladies and gents. Definitely check it out. It's a definite must. Still powerful in today's World of Warships. It is a devastator. Almost trying to get a crack in here, but got combat scout in the last game, and see how we did in the team. Number 2 this time. All right, didn't quite make it to number 1, but like I said, very strong ship. Didn't get shot out too much this time, but we were devastating caps over there and taking names and pummeling all the destroyers that we saw. We took out the Laffey, took out the Holland, and also taking battleships out as well. But as always, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Build a bit at the end of the video here. And if you see me out there, make sure you say hello. And you guys stay safe. And as always, we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Cheers.